Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this June the 30th, noontime 2025 daily cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, gold, and silver bullion update as we and you join me on my goal and mission to become an asset millionaire filled with truth, trust, education, and information. Video description and or pinned comment, $3.99 a month, as cheap as that, to help support the channel and keep these videos going as we use real estate, steady 401k investing, cryptocurrencies, gold and silver bullion and mining stocks, as well as cash on the side earning 3 to 5% interest for peace of mind, emergencies, and buying and or accumulating more of an existing asset that you have as we approach and strive towards asset millionaire, right? You can see some of the things with the news today. Everyone's waiting on the head criminal gangsman, Jerome Powell, to talk this week, talk about monetary policy, to talk about the fiscal side of things, amongst a few other things. And it is Commodity Mondays. And you can see the commodity market today. If we look at the dollar is down again. The dollar has been under assault. Gold is up 0.5%. Oil is down 0.5%. Palladium down 2.75%. Platinum is even on the day. And if we go into the gold bullion, the silver bullion is even. The mining stocks, some are up. Most of them are near even on the day. As we do know, we're in a major gold bull market. The price of silver, we made a video a couple of weeks ago after the price came all the way up that we could have a short-term correction and maybe a last chance to get in on this once-in-a-generational bull market in the price of silver and the physical bullion, as well as the mining stocks, as we were thinking maybe we could have upwards of a 15% correction coming between the $30 and $32 after this most recent run-up in the price of silver bullion. But that's still something that will be for another time and another day. But it has corrected slightly since coming off about the $38 top. The gold bullion has been meandering up near its all-time high since it hit its peak in April. It's just been accumulating sideways. B2 gold has been trickling closer to the $4. Kinross gold has been getting closer to that $16. First Majestic's been floating between $7.50 and $8.50. Fortuna's been floating around $7. Pan America Silver's been in the mid to upper 20s. Rivion's been trying to carve out that bottom, and Barrick Gold is stride towards $21, right? And these are all heavy positions right there that I just mentioned that I do own. But if we get into more pressing needs and issues, it's the Bitcoin price. And we did briefly look at this morning. You can see we're sitting on top of the $104,000 right there in red moving average in the daily time frame. That's our critical moving average, and this is the area that we're going to watch today and this week. Do we start to come down and retest from top to bottom the red, blue, and green and the moving averages in the daily time frame? Do we come down and retest not only a major uptrending support with this rising channel that you can see if we zoomed out into the daily time frame really quick, you would see that rising channel that we've been in ever since we came off this mountain double top. See that? And then the neckline right there, and then the point of a breakout got you to the targeted move. You can see we're sitting here in this rising channel. It's had multiple hits on support. It's had multiple hits on resistance on the way up, and now we've been the last week to 10 days retesting the major support structure, and that's what we're going to see if it does not indeed try to come down and breach through that and come into these underneath moving averages, eventually break the 200-day and come down to a major retest of the 90,000, potentially lower. So that's something that we're watching and we'll continue to watch. If you look at the Ethereum price, is the same thing. Currently the Ethereum price is
I came here this morning, I fucking parked my truck next to you. I get out, I'm like, oh, fucking Vince left his truck running. So I pull my shit out of there and walk over to your truck. Walk back over to mine. I'm like, no, I fucking left my truck.
Oh, that would have sucked if you would have walked in for a few hours. Have you? And if we look at where we're at, we're just on top of the Ethereum price. After, you can see earlier today, we did have another big pump this morning where we did get on top of the 50-day moving average, but got beat down by the 200-day moving average. And that's the area that we're watching, and you're still right in between that, where if we're above that critical moving averages that you're on top of and in between, if you're above these, you're bullish and you can shoot up into here. That'd be your next major target. But if you're below these major moving averages right here, your next major target is right there at the $1,803.20. And these are the two areas that we're looking. And the key canary in the coal mine is, if you're below these moving averages, you're coming down to the bottom target. If you're above those moving averages, you're most likely to come to the upper target. The same thing in the short term with the XLM. It's very simple. Right now we're below this 25 cents. If you're trying to get short to medium term bullish, you've got to get back on top of this 25 cents and reclaim the slew of all three of the moving averages, the 50, the 100, and the 200, that are just above that 25.5 cents. They are descending if we look at the daily time frame, which is adding overhead pressure anytime you try to pump to the upside, like you've seen in any of these little miniature pumps. It gets beaten down by those moving averages, and that's still what we're going to watch, because if you can't get above those, they're going to keep forcing the price down, and eventually you're going to run into this 18 cents, and then eventually you're going to come on down into this 14 cent level, or our golden accumulation pocket. And that's what we're going to watch out for with the XLM in the short term. The same thing with the XRP. We're sitting on major support and resistance. The 200 day is right on the neckline support. The 50 and the 100 are just above it, and you can see that's exactly where the price is trading, in between, along the neckline, bouncing as support and using the overhead moving averages as resistance. And if you look at this head and shoulders topping out reversal, we still have that technical target here, and this is the critical thing, because if you can breach and flip this from a major support, you can see all the support from a major support the last 6 months to a flip to a major resistance. That's what would be, along with the overhead moving averages trending to the downside, forcing it underneath that 209 neckline support, getting it below that $2.09 200-day moving average, and then coming down to a regional retest of the $1.61 wick low from back in mid-April. Those are what we're watching out with the XRP in the short and medium term, because this is a critical 209 neckline support. This is critical to stay to get above these moving averages, to stay bullish in the short term, or we might be seeing something like this, kind of a reversal pattern, to break through and confirm as a major flip. But that's what we're going to watch out for in the short term in the XRP price. Like the channel, we'll do an altcoin update here in a little bit. Peace in the Rex eyebrow. Jay.